If you're feeling down, for the teenagers out there, I'm a teenager as well. I think for men, they think they're tough, but in here, I know they're soft. I know it can be rough sometimes. It's better to show you the real you, the OG, the kid, If you are really passionate about something, do it. To get kids out of their mindset of trying to commit suicide. Get off the games, do something you love. The gadgets, throw that away. Phones, vaping, all those drugs. Just ask anyone. It's okay if you ask anyone for help. They will help you. I'll walk up to them and make sure they're alright. Ask what happened. To motivate yourself, um, I think it's really important. There's always going to be people out there that can help you. No matter what, you just got to keep finding that person and stay strong. Always stay strong. And once you do find that person, they will change your life. I think for me, I can see it in their eyes. I don't know how, but yeah, I can just read it in their head. Something feels off. They're quiet. I'll tell them what's going on. They'll be like, oh, my girlfriend or something like that. I'll be like, oh. Then I start trying to help him, make him feel happy again and telling him everything's gonna be alright, no matter what. And I'm always here for you. They understand it. They understand it. We've been brothers since day one, all of us. I've got a couple of family members that committed suicide. Scary to see as well. And I think for me it's just other kids see it and then they start thinking about their life as well. And they're thinking in their head, for my opinion, that maybe I should do this in my life. Kids shouldn't be thinking that way. If they do need help, they should be asking people for help, not just their family. They could ask other people in town as well.
Health, mental health, everything is, there are no simple answers. And anyone who's telling you there is a simple answer is selling you something. And they don't have your best interest at heart. But I think for health is, you just got to do it, because you can't fix it yourself, and other people need you around. And you're, as much as you want to think it's all or nothing on you being around and being strong or do whatever it is that you need to do, other people don't need you to be strong or successful or capable or, working. They just want you to be around, and you have value without doing any of that work, without providing, without building, without lifting, without being, strong or tough or whatever. You still have value. And that's why the people are there. They're not there because you can do things for them. They're there because you're you.
Yeah, well, I'll tell this to men every month of the year, bro, don't sit in the pody, don't sit in that dark space in your mind, when you're down and depressed or that stuff's happening. You just want to sit on your couch all day and, laze around and feel sorry for yourself. Bro, you got to get up, have a shower. That's like number one. Get up there, have a shower, and get out of your space. Go out there, go to the places you love, go to the rivers, the streams, the mountains, the forests. Get out into it, and do fitness, things like that. Doing those things will actually help you cope a lot more. But most importantly, speak out to reach out to anybody that's going to listen. You can't talk. We know this. We can't talk to everybody, but we know one person that we can, you know, or there are facilities out there like phone lines that you can call, you know, if you need to talk. You just got to get out there and you got to do it, you know, to save yourself. It's yeah, like I said, I've got a mate that will just, you know, sit and listen. He won't say anything halfway through, you know, and then halfway through you just tell you the truth. But you got to find somebody that you can have a korero to and reach out and just let that hara out, you know, and whether they give you solutions or not, you know, or just sit there and listen. You just, yeah, getting it out is probably half the battle. Yeah, I try and have these conversations, but there's no one answer to it. There's no one answer to it. And, you know, whether it's lack of support, the lack of losing, you know, the lack of losing. So life is hard. Life is hard, and you got to accept that. You know, we tend, you know, as parents, we tend to try and make it so our kids don't experience pain, they don't experience loss, you know, losing, don't experience challenges, you know, and we try and take it all from them. But you know, lessons are learnt through those things, through all of those things, and just with, you know, the whole world, the way the whole world's working now, is, you know, we're taking those experiences away because we're sort of fluffing them up in cotton and, you know, or, you know, putting them in a bubble. Yeah. Yeah, like there's a whole lot to it, but it's not just our kids, you know. We've got grown men doing it, you know. 35 to 50 is like up there in those numbers as well. Yeah. So yeah, there's not a one, you know, one step fixes all sort of solution. It's yeah, it's a very hard one. That they're not the only one that's been in it, you know. I think, you know, yeah, that black dog, yeah, not everyone is the same. Like you say, that their black dog isn't the same as everybody else's, but they're not the only one that's been in that position, you know, or had those thoughts, or, you know, yeah, there's always somebody out there that's experienced it, you know, and yeah, it sort of depends on how you deal with it. Is essentially what it comes down to, eh? Yeah, having that one person, it does make a difference, and not everybody not everybody has that person, you know. But in saying that, there is ways to be able to talk, to get it off your chest. You know, I'm available to anybody to come and talk if they need it, you know. I try and make it clear to our rangatahi and stuff like that, bro, come check me out, you know. If you're fighting that black dog, then just come and see me, you know. And gave out my cards to a few of them, you know, just people that you see struggling, you know. Yeah, I can't always help them, but, you know, maybe I can point them in the direction where they can be helped. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's struggling with one thing or another, you know, but well, I don't know. I tend to be able to pick it up. I feel, yeah, I get vibes, yeah, and I pick up on vibes really, really well. You know, you can be smiling at me and we'll feel it, you know. Yeah, not all the time, but sometimes you can just see it written all over their face, even though they're smiling through it. You know, they're pretending. You can feel their moody, eh? You know, how they're feeling. And all it takes is, you know, how are you? You know, and they go, oh, yeah, good. No. How are you? How are you feeling? And they'll take a minute. You know, they'll take a second. Boom. You know, because that's a strong question. You know, If we can fob it off, you know, a lot of people try and fob it off and go, yeah, nah, I'm all good, you know, I'm all good, or yeah, nah, sweet ass, bro, you know. Then you go, no, hang on, bro, how are you? How are you doing? And they take a step back, sort of think about it, and they go, oh well, you know, yeah, I'm all right, you know. And then we can sort of start making headway on the kōreros, you know. Men especially don't like to talk about it, and they don't know how to articulate it in their mind. You know, they'll have 10 or so thoughts going off all at once, you know, so they're a bit overwhelmed in their own head, you know. And so you just ask the right questions, I suppose, you know. You just angle the questions to sort of get them opening up a little bit more. And, you know, I just let them go for it. Yeah, it doesn't even need to make sense to you, bro. Just say it how you feel, you know, and then try and read between the lines and try and match things up for them. You know, those sorts of talks and stuff, I actually feel it weigh on me. Yeah, and it could be something that happens at home. Boom, oh, hang on, better put myself in check, you know, and that's not mine to carry. So yeah, putting my hands in the soil, stuff like that, gardening, or down to the water and just go and weigh myself and just let it all go, you know, because it's not yours to carry, but you do carry that burden sometimes, especially if it's tickles the heart, eh? If you can relate to it and stuff like that, that really pulls you back into those moments as well. So yeah, my offload is to go to the river, go down there, wet my head, you know, weigh myself, do a karakia, and just sort of try and release that. Think of releasing it, you know, imagining a bubble, filling it up with all that podi, and then just sending it out there.
So do your checkups. Yeah, I'd rather do that. You know, I'd rather the sun shine on your face than on your coffin. Basic and simple. Awareness, you know, men need to look after each other. You know, men need to say more things. Have you done this? Have you done that? Because that's the problem what we don't do. You know, all you say is, how was that party last night? Or how was your, you know, how was this? How was that? But not the main issues. You know, and that could be one little thing that could help. It's because you've got family members who don't sort of support you in that way, in that area, because they say you're weak. Go to those who are strong in your family, who will, you know, love you for what you are, who you are. Those are the best people to go to. And you know who those people are out of your friends. Sometimes your friends are more your family than your family, which is sad to say, but that's how it is. You know, I've got so many friends out there that I can rely on so much. It's not funny, but at least, yeah, just those close-knit people that you've got. You know, try and get out and expand. You know, get out there. You know, because I'm involved in so much things outside of my own family stuff. You know, that helps me. Children, you know, coaching. The coaching helps me heaps. You know, just coaching those children. How you holding up? You know, do you need anything? I'm always here. I hate you. Oh man, I had no emotions, none at all. But when I got older, you know, now I don't know, more. I think it's just being in a more loving environment. You know, the right people having around you, and that's the big key. Is trying to find that. You know, do you find it in the church? No, do you find it out on the street there? You know, where do you find it? Where do you find it? In your heart. So yes, a couple of steps you got to make to get there first. Because it's just like my Fat Boys Club, you know, with the boys there. All they had to do was turn up, finished, and then the next ones turn up. How much did we start with? We started with 8, and then we ended up with 18, and we couldn't fit in the pool. I'll tell you a story. So we had a young guy who come in, and I know who he is. The young guy came in, and then we were all there, and we were all laughing and all that, and then he introduces himself, and so he was a new one, so he come up to me and goes, "You H?" And I said, "Yes, I'm H." And then I was going, "You're more than welcome to join us." And so anyway, he got in the pool, and I said, "What's your claim to fame?" And he goes, "Oh, I've got mental issues." And I go, "Welcome to the club." And everybody in the pool were going, "Cow." I said, "All these guys are nuts." Welcome to the club. You know, we all got mental issues. Everybody's got mental issues, no matter where you are, who you are. We all got mental issues.